How are you going to be wrong?
Fine.
I want to welcome everybody to this very important engagement. First, let me say congratulations to the teams that have already met in the various counties. I want to single out the people who provided the technical expertise in every county pro bono, without asking for anything, so that we can all join in this conversation. You're aware the background to this engagement is a statement that we as a team made almost a year ago. And we said, it's time to change the conversation in Kenya. And many people did not believe that the conversation is going to change. The conversation in Kenya cannot be about changing the constitution so that the leaders can have what they want. That the conversation needs to change so that we can discuss matters economy and see what everybody can get out of that conversation. I am very happy and proud that today in Kenya, the conversation has shifted and we are now discussing the economy. I know many people have tried all manner of tricks. Some have resorted to insults. Others have resorted to all manner of games to try and derail this conversation. But facts are very stubborn. That today, whether you belong to this or that formation, the people of Kenya have insisted that it's time to have a conversation about our economy. And even those who are using insults and all manner of games to try to engage in this very important conversation, there are people who are telling us, let us not discuss economic models. But they are happy to discuss governance models about how to change the constitution, whether it's parliamentary or presidential. So if you are ready to discuss governance models about how to change the constitution, my friends, we are going to have a conversation about economic models that will liberate us from where we are and take us to a new place. But you see, I am reminded of the words of Philippians 1:15. Philippians 1:15 says, Jesus Christ is preached by some because of envy and rivalry. But Paul says, as long as the word of God is being preached, whether it is by rivalry, whether it's through envy, so long as the word of God inasonga, Paul anasema hiyo ni sawa. So, with insults, with all manner of whatever, so long as we are having a conversation about the economy, it's fine. Let's have a conversation about the economy anyway. Let me say the following in conclusion. Having been deputy president for the last 9 years, I am persuaded beyond any reasonable doubt that the problems we have, the challenges we have as a nation, these are challenges that we can overcome. We built the railway in a record 3.5 years. It got to Nairobi. We have doubled the number of kilometers of tarmac in Kenya in 10 years. We have connected almost 8 million people to electricity in 10 years. I want to tell you that it is possible for us to create 2-3 million jobs for our ordinary citizens if we are focused on dealing with it. It is possible for us to create a financial framework that will support every enterprise, however small, and liberate them from the bondage of Shylocks and high interest rates. It is possible for us to reorganize our farming and our agricultural and our livestock sector that contributes 25% of our GDP today. It's possible for us to reorganize it so that we can get better value out of it, we can get higher productivity, we can enhance our production, we can engage in value addition, agro-processing and manufacturing, and we can turn around the fortunes of our farmers and put money in everybody's pocket. And it is because of that commitment that I want to persuade us as we are in this meeting that we are not engaging here in an academic exercise. We are not engaging here in an empty political exercise. This is a serious exercise about the destiny of our country. Believe you me that the meeting we are having here today, when the history of Kenya will be written, when Kenya will have changed, the people seated in this auditorium today, you will be part of that history that changed and created a paradigm shift both in governance and in the economy of our nation that took Kenya to another level. I am persuaded that working together, building the true bridges of unity and friendship, we can fashion that new Kenya together. If any one of you had a doubt that there is a God in heaven, after the BBI ruling, I hope you have no doubt in your mind that there is no system, there is no deep state, there is only God in heaven. All of you know the kind of engagement we had under this BBI. You know, the way it was steamrolled through the counties with bribery and intimidation and blackmail, through the National Assembly with a lot of gusto and bravado, through the Senate. But the fact that today the judiciary has brought the reggae together with all the BBI nonsense to a stop is actually a confirmation to us who have been given positions of authority, responsibility, that before we think selfishly about ourselves and change the constitution to accommodate positions and sharing of power for the elite, God is telling us, first, go and think about the millions of young people who are jobless. Go and plan for Mama Mboga and the small business people to have the correct environment, the appropriate financial instruments for them to do business as well. And they are reminding us that millions of farmers today cannot make ends meet. We need to have a conversation about them first before we can selfishly engage in matters of this constitution. And I know many of you are aware, there are people for 20, 30 years, they have made a career about changing the constitution. They have always, forever, they have always engaged us in matters changing the constitution. And even after the collapse of the BBI, they have told us they will again engage us in another changing the constitution after the next elections. We want to stop them and tell them there is a Kenya outside changing the constitution. Let us engage in changing the economy. You know, honestly, I feel I should just make those few comments so that once we agree that this is what we need to do, then we can then agree who has what it takes to do it. And finally, let me say that there is no opinion which is more superior than the other. Let us be open. Let us engage. Even when you think your opinion may not be very intelligent, say it. Maybe that is the opinion that we need to make the difference as we go forward. We don't believe that there are more superior ideas than the other. It is the sum total of the ideas that we have that will make us be able to create the blend of ideas that will take us forward. Again, let me say that you're welcome to this meeting. It's an open conversation, and everybody, whatever ideas you have, please air them so that we can all move together. This is a very serious engagement. It's part of the bottom-up model that we are engaged in. That's why for the first time, we are meeting. Ordinarily, a meeting like this of politicians and others would be a discussion on how to share positions. But you know, we are not discussing here to share no position. We are sitting here to discuss the economy. And it is not the economy of the people seated here. It is the economy of the whole of Western Kenya, the 4 counties of Western Kenya.